I see that shit healing. I cut my lip. I shaved my shit. I cut my shit. I'll be healed in a little bit though. This year need to hurry up and finish up so everything can shake. You feel me? So the rest of this shit can shake. I know we almost there and shit. You know what I'm saying? We almost there, y'all. This shit need to hurry up and shake. Where that kid's mom and dad at? What the fuck? I know that kid ain't walking alone, bro. That kid's mom and dad at, bro. What the fuck? Oh, I was about to say. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't play that, bro. I thought that kid was walking alone for a moment. I'm like, what the fuck? Some people be doing that with their kids. They just be letting their kids, y'all. Some people be letting their kids do whatever. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. That shit be crazy. I'll be damned. This flat out attack on our children, while this monetary system is being pushed like it's more important than children. Y'all see what that lady on 988 said on that call? I wasn't even trying to get her to admit that. You know what I'm saying? I was really trying to get her honest opinion. You know, and I don't look at with some stuff I do, right? But I don't look at the complex cell organism alone from them all not caring about children. Even though a majority of them covered up well and don't care about children. You feel me? When I was talking to her on the phone, I actually felt like off of hearing her voice and everything, and besides her just trying to act soft and stuff for her occupation on 9 and 8, that she had children and she really cared and shit. You feel me? I'm gonna be honest with y'all. So when she said that, and then, or when she was trying to get out of the question, and then I told her, I'm like, it's a yes or no. And then she's like, sure, sure. And she tried to say that. It's like, nah, you could have said no. You didn't have to say sure. That's damn near yes. And you knew what the fuck I was trying to say when you tried to get around it. So that speaks for itself. Right? But yeah, that shit was shocking, y'all. Even that 9, 10-year-old that was on my joint earlier, you know, Villa, that just subscribed to me. Shout out you, yo. But like I said, show all the 9, 10-year-olds that video. Your dad said he's happy you subscribed to me. That's what's up. You know, I be standing for children and whatnot. Why this world trying to put all this other stuff ahead of children, like as if it's more important than y'all, at the state of y'all and what's happening to y'all. You know, I feel like I'm in this shit by myself. I feel like, damn, is it anybody that really care about children? What's going on? You know, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. If my brothers and sisters gave me the okay, however, so within my natural abilities or even without, to go about something in a certain manner and take initiative myself, I would go about it. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, and that's with any consequence that would give me, even if it would be me leaving my vessel. You feel me? If I got that okay for children, I would. You know what I'm saying? Because I all I see is everybody focused on everything else besides children. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care how much we all in a monetary system. This is all infringement. It's all a false ideology. You know, but that's not important in you being once a child. You didn't once think in which this way of deeming it as regular reality. You was once a child. You feel me? You had to be shown this. You had to be conditioned. You had to be brainwashed before 5 years old. You know what I'm saying? By the time you were like 9, you already, you know what I'm saying? It already started. So nah, we not really on this, y'all. We on a whole different type of vibe, and we taking whatever come with that shit. when it comes to children. I don't give a fuck. I stand completely alone. I don't give a fuck who think I'm crazy. I don't care who don't validate me. I'm on my way out as the system crash, y'all. Y'all gonna see me on this motherfucking internet talking about children and standing on business, whatever the fuck come with that shit on my soul. You feel me? If y'all haven't, that's why it'd be funny how my shit's growing right now and I'm getting new subscribers and all of that. Why they still trying to mess with my channel? This shit be deep and it'd be like 40 people in here. I'm vibing with all y'all, even besides the trolls. And that adds even more numbers. And it be saying, don't even be saying the numbers be correct literally while y'all be on here. So I don't pay attention to none of that shit. But I do know it's people I do know it's more people that watch my videos than like my videos and spread them. You know, it's like they want to hear what I want to say, but they don't want to support it, and they hoping that I don't get known by more people as I'm being more known by more people. That's evil as shit. You know, they just as bad as harming children, literally within the acts themselves. You know, it's what we living in, though. You feel me? It's what we living in, children. I'm telling y'all, no lies. You know, a lot of people that's acting like they care for y'all, they don't care for y'all. But it's people like me that's on the front line calling all that shit out about really what's happening to y'all, you know. And let me say this too, the damage from a psychological standpoint is so bad, y'all. I'm gonna say this. Sometimes it's not even on purpose. You feel me? Because it's a lack of awareness of even what we're living in. Sad to say, even as far as everything that's taking place right now, it's people that still don't know what they're living in. They still don't know what's going on. So not everybody's on this type of time, but basically what I'm trying to say is, you know, your mom or dad, it is their fault, like they should know, right? But I'm saying that they might be leading you in a direction off of a lack of awareness, even though they should know, right? Where it's like, they're telling you this, you know, you should be associated with this, and this ain't even really that. You feel what I'm saying? So that's like a very, very big thing in which they not gonna say it for how it is, but while I'm on the front line for y'all also more than anything, I already signed out from all of this shit. You know what I'm saying? You could damn near say I don't even care about money. I don't care about women. You know what I'm saying? All I care about is reaching y'all. You feel me? I already had a child. I would never bring another child in this world while this system is up. You feel me? How it is. And the last of it and how vital I know it's going to be. You know, for a lot of people, I'm just being honest with y'all, that are going to watch y'all be in the worst states due to the lack of their preparation. Like a lot of y'all moms and dads off of thinking we're not where we're at right now. And that's something that very much so hurts me, you know? But a lot of people are very naive. A lot of people are very gullible. A lot of people are in shock amongst what they're living in, no matter how much truth comes out about it, that they can't change their awareness. Like you hear that cough? Like I'm gonna put this guy on camera. That dude right there, you see him? He a clown. You see he coughed because it hit his spirit. He a whole bitch though. You feel me? Even the white woman didn't do that. Remember I told y'all the white woman and the white man have two separate monkeys. Remember I told y'all the white man is very more dangerous than the white woman. But the white woman could be very, very much dangerous too because she plays on emotions. And that's from a woman's standpoint in general. But it's another white man right by me right now and he's not even on that type of time. But when you see white men that's like that, like you see how he coughed, that was the same one. Remember when I first started the last video and that person coughed, and I've been already broke all that down to y'all, how people get offended and how they act like that. But that's the second time he came around here and did that, because whenever you see people act like that, it's because it hit them and they're offended and they know how bad it is and they're probably a part of the problem, if not their occupation alone. That's why he acted like that. That's why he coughed like that when he heard what I was saying as he walked by. You feel me? And it's sad. It's very, very sad because these are the people that's going to suffer most as this system crashes. You get what I'm saying? These type of people. These are going to be the type of people that suffer most. You know? These type of people are going to be those type of people. You know, because they're very, very dangerous, and you gotta watch them from a standpoint of really understanding what these people are about. You know, I'm on here talking to y'all, speaking for children, and these are the attacks that you get when you speaking from a standpoint about what's taking place on the planet. These are the type of people that come your way and try to create situations. Like even this white dude, it's sad to say, but I'm just following him going in this restaurant because I sense his energy, and I know he sensed that from the other white dude as he heard me talking about protecting children. You know, it's a real thing, y'all. It's a very real thing, you know. Very, very real thing. very, very real. You just went to your restroom. But this is how much you got to be on point and not trust them, because that was a whole separate white dude. And he's been listening the whole time. He didn't cough not once on what I was saying, but he knew what I was saying was the truth, right? But that white dude that coughed like that, that's the second time he coughed like that on my live today. You feel me? And his wife didn't even do that. His wife didn't do it the first time, and his wife didn't do it the second time. But he did it both times. You get what I'm saying? He did it both times. And I really wish him well, because those are going to be the most dangerous type of people going forward, y'all. And to be honest with y'all, that's regardless of genetic makeup. Even if that's regardless of genetic makeup. Even if you black and you can't see the damage that's been done to children and what we're living in, or you're living to get your means, not knowing who you are, if you're a neuromelanated being, you're gonna have even a more harder time than a complex cell organism. I'm gonna be real with you, because you're organic, you know, for real. I talk about it all the time. The most dangerous people on the planet is a black man or black woman that don't know who they are, especially right now. You know what I'm saying? You're a detriment to yourself and everybody else if you're neuromelanated on that type of time. But this is important to pay attention to, because, man, it's just, put it like this: how much people get offended by truth as it's coming out literally reveals how wicked this system is that we're living in itself. You know, it screams how much people are connected to toxicity and didn't even realize it, or realized it and just didn't care. You know how they talk about a seared conscience and stuff in the Bible and stuff? Y'all know how they talk about that? Like, you do one bad thing one time, and then you might do it again, and then after a while, it don't even feel like it's a bad deed, or like it's something that's not of growth or of the build, because it's just like you've been doing it. It's like that type of energy. So it's very dangerous. Them type of people, like that type of man, like his wife, like I told y'all, she didn't do that either time, right? And I know she heard me too, but she needs to be worried about him. Like, as this shit crashes down more, that's going to be the type of white man that tries to kill her and their children. With him just being that offended off of hearing truth from somebody that's not even speaking to him, that's had a podcast. I had this shit for years, but I'm just saying that's irrelevant. I could have just started it today. You know, for you to be that offended by truth off of somebody else speaking to it, and as I'm speaking to how truth this stuff is, as we're getting closer and closer, that's going to be a dangerous man. I promise you, if I was to see that white woman herself, I would let her know from the bottom of my heart, watch your husband, because you saw how erratic he got off of just hearing truth as y'all were walking by. So as a lot of this stuff, or in this category, he's going to get very hostile. He's going to get very erratic. He's going to get very barbaric. He's going to get very primitive. Be careful of him. And I tell all women that. I'm not saying that all white men are going to react like that, but the ones that you see as Lord Truth is coming out right now, and it's hitting their spirit to the point that they're trying to spite people, whether it be through a slight cough, the touch of their nose, like you see, they can't hold their emotions together. Yeah, they're going to be very dangerous, y'all. Very dangerous, you know? Kids, y'all need, I'm glad that y'all see these videos and stuff, and y'all understand what I'm saying, because I'm telling y'all no lies. Like, that shit hurts my heart, how much y'all aren't protected, and how much, not even me myself, anyone could speak about the state of y'all and what y'all are in, and then somebody or anybody attack that person bringing that about. You feel me? Like, that screams what we're in. It screams it, y'all. It's dangerous out here, you know what I'm saying? So, but like where we at right now though, you know, don't one of the things that I hate, I'm not gonna say I hate, but I know that my neuromelanin is being activated way faster than an average black person out here. Like, I'm telling y'all, like, even when I wake up, like, I'm getting thoughts about stuff that's taking place and stuff that's happening, like, ongoing. You feel me? Ongoing and shit. You know, like, I can't even stop it, you know? Like, I low-key gotta sedate myself to stop all the information that's coming to me, you know? I be getting irritated at times. I be like, damn, why the fuck was I chosen for this shit? You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of y'all other neuromelanated beings that's on the internet talking about anatomy and the changes taking place on the planet, who's conducive to it, and why everything is happening as far as weather anomalies, atrocities, our vibration, frequencies, stuff that's against us, in which we didn't even notice and stuff. I'm talking about all of this. Like, I know a lot of y'all feel the same way. Like, it's a lot of pressure with this, you know. It's a lot of pressure with this, you know, like, and it's a lot of patience you gotta have. Y'all seen me just on here yesterday, like, I can't even roll my sleeves up without somebody thinking I'm trying to be tough because I have tattoos, like as if like I got tattoos to be tough, to be the tough guy. I didn't get tattoos to be the tough guy, yo. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy how people be trying to provoke black people. You know, it's insane. Like the other dude that came by when I was on, and he's like, oh, you're homeless. You know, I can't tell you how much times like I've been cleaned up well, or I'm just speaking to your woman briefly, even if I wasn't trying to go smack at them from a standpoint of trying to get their number or mess with them on an intimate level or anything like that. And somebody would just go by and be like, oh, you know, he's homeless, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like jealousy, low self-esteem. Like, you know, you think about it, like, why, even if somebody is in that situation, you don't even know that person personally. Why would you go about trying to tell a person's financial state that really I would admit myself? Like, any woman that I would talk to while I'm in this situation on any type of relationship, you know, whether she asked or I brung it up talking about, like, I wouldn't be trying to hide that, you know, in any shape, way, or form, because I know what I'm living in as a black man, and I know all this is abuse, you know. I know all this has nothing to do with me, and it's only happened to be going this long off the division of people in my same anatomy. So I don't look at it from a standpoint of feeling inadequate, whether I would have a lot of money or have no money at all. Like, I don't look at that like that. I just look at it like literally what it is. I'm a prisoner of war, like every other black person, regardless of our financial state with your money bracket. But the one thing that I'm gonna tell y'all, the one main reason why everything is happening, how it's happening on the planet right now, is because we adapted to individual success more than us entirely in our species. Once we started looking at what they tell us is success, you know what I mean? That changed a lot. And then looking for that from an individual standpoint, and not looking at like success from a collective, like coming together, family, and stuff like that. That's where we all went backwards, right? Because black people, we're all about family. We're all about working together. You know, I'm doing good. How about yourself? Enjoy the rest of your day, man. I appreciate you checking me man to man, saying that, man. Man, we all we got out here. That dude, he came in my job. He had good spirit. You know what I mean? That's why I tell y'all, like, I like, even though I know what's up, like, I'm gonna judge you off your intellect, how you carry yourself first and foremost. Like, I'm not racist. I don't hate nobody. You know what I'm saying? I know what's been done to me, but then to everybody as far as the masses. And I know what's been done to children, all children. That's why I feel some type of way. But why I make these videos mainly, y'all, is for awareness purposes. So anybody, as the inevitable is coming about, this system crashing and the genocide behind children in it, could speak up for that, right? I feel like that's something that is the main reason why any or everybody would be speaking on this type of stuff, because it's not about me individually, you know. It's not about me individually. You got to be selfless to see that, and a lot of people aren't even selfless enough to see that, you know. So they'll look at it from a certain standpoint, right? Like, one of the main things when I talk about genetics and stuff, and people get on here that don't know me from a can of paint, you know, the first undeveloped brain, ignorant, short attention span thing to say is that, like, oh, I'm racist. You know, that's the easiest thing to say without knowing me, off of the information that I know and how it makes people feel, you know, individually. You know, but I should have showed that white man on video as he greeted me. Y'all heard him in the video. I should have put him on video, because I know it's a lot of y'all that's quick to say that. It's like, that'll shut all that up, you know? It's like, I talk to unnatural people on a daily basis about all types of stuff, you know? And I feel like they respect me from a standpoint of knowing I'm not racist, you know? And they probably feel strongly about a lot of the stuff I be speaking on also. I know a lot of people understand what I'm speaking on, but a lot of people know when you speak on these things, it comes with stuff, you know? You're gonna be judged by your peers, your family, maybe your job. You know, a lot of people don't want the pressure on speaking on these things of being ostracized about it, so they won't speak on it. they'll stay quiet about it, and that's why a lot of this has been a big problem on the planet. But it's like it's over for that to not speak about these things, y'all. We're so past that, and I'm saying that from just a growth standpoint of the planet. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is real. That's why even when I be on here and stuff, I really don't be reading the comments that much. And I know when I start really polying with y'all get in the comments, y'all that's on the positive tip and the trolls, and we all start vibing and stuff. But my main reason for getting on here isn't really to vibe in the comments. It's really just to get the information out and hope that you do right with it. You know what I'm saying? That'd be the main thing for me. Because I don't know who I'm going to reach or who's going to understand what children are about and actually take a stance as this shit is crashing as far as the inevitable. We getting closer and closer every day, y'all. But I wish the majority of people understood the changes that's taking place on the planet. They have no idea, And one of the ways how I know a lot of people don't know, because when that segregation or whatever came up with Trump or whatever, everybody would know that understands anatomy, that understands genetics, they would know that was just telling you the truth with a lie. You know what I'm saying? Because anybody that understands anatomy right now, they know that sun is separating us, and they know that sun is separating us fast. That sun is separating us fast. When I say fast, I mean fast. I mean photodermatitis. I mean melanoma. I mean rashes that's never seen before. I mean cells, body cellular structure, you know what I'm saying? Frontal lobe fried, you know what I'm saying? Like this shit is happening at a fast pace, y'all. The residual effects, they're not even talking about it from the numbers, even the birth defects that certain people are having and everything. They're not talking about this stuff because, and this lets you know how scared they are. Majority of an average person, as far as the masses in any of y'all states, you bring up this stuff, most people don't know this stuff, you know what I mean? Most people have no idea this stuff. So just like I tell y'all about a lot of the instruments that show what's taking place on the planet, why would you be hiding information that people barely don't even know? They can't even align this with this and be like, oh, this means this. So how scared are you to be hiding information that regular people don't have no idea about? You get what I'm saying? That lets you know right there where we at, Most people, if I ask an average person around me right now, y'all almost make me, I'm thinking about even doing it to get y'all to understand what I'm talking about. Average person don't know what the magnetopause is, the solar wind, the Schumann resonance. You know what I'm saying? If I ask the average person, if the heart, if he wants to say the planet has a heartbeat, what did it vibrate as, or how long has it been past that vibration? They'd be like, what? People looking, they're not going to know any of that type of stuff. You know what I mean? You're not going to know how ionized particles affect DNA, or even indifference of DNA, and how that's irreparable. They don't know any of this type of stuff. So it's like, just by you reading and coming about realizing this, and even testing your knowledge amongst doctors and stuff, seeing their mannerisms when you say certain terminology to them, and you ask them certain stuff that they're aware of that they hide and they take a check for and shit like that, y'all. Come on, like it's a lot that comes with this, It's a lot that comes with this. That's why they say for real when they say it's more depressive the more smarter you get. It's like it's strengthening because stuff can't hurt you, but it hurts though, because you realize really what's happening to everybody and how unaware everybody damn near is. It's sad. That shit is painful, y'all. So my awareness, it comes with a certain maturity for me not to crash out, even as being a neuromelanated being. You get what I'm saying? I could think about all of this stuff and max the fuck out. You get what I'm saying? For real. I got people trying to tempt me all the time. Like y'all seen it, multiple people here yesterday. I didn't crash out on them. You know what I'm saying? The old me would have though. Oh yeah. I would have took a soul charge and all that, like, oh yeah, you messed with the wrong one, you know what I'm saying? But now where I am in my knowledge, and not even just from a standpoint of knowing what's on the planet, but just seeing how anybody that's in a low vibration for any reason that would try to provoke or instigate a situation, really, regardless of genetic makeup, only anybody that's in a low vibration is doing stuff like that. Anybody that's trying to be their better self or raise their vibration, they don't got time for that, you know? To be trying to like pick fights or trying to antagonize anyone to make themselves feel better or anything. That's all low vibrational stuff. Y'all know how you see people saying people insecure or low self-esteem. That's all like in the same boat, you know? That's all in the same boat. I put that all in the same boat, even as like cheating and all of that type of stuff. You know, 9 times out of 10, not even just from a woman's standpoint with a man, even the other way, like people, they say hurt people, that's all low vibration. Most of the time why people cheat is because they feel like they're not enough, especially if they meet a person that's of real value, that they know that they can't match that value with that person, they're probably gonna self-sabotage, you know? That's normal behavior to self-sabotage if you're not trying to grow and you come across a person or any type of relationship in which you can't add to their life, you know? Once you understand vibration and stuff like that, you don't really let stuff affect you in that manner like that. But one thing's for sure, and I'm saying this towards neuromelanated people, towards black people right now. You know, because I know a lot of black people right now, we're feeling like attacked off of what's coming out about us and how it's making everybody else feel, even if we talk to them or not, right? Let me tell y'all, you should not in any shape, way, or form feel inadequate when this whole system is ran around you and a lack of your awareness and your division from your brother and sister. You get what I'm saying? You should never feel inadequate in a system like that. A lot of the stuff that's the most abuse to us, it has to be infringed for a reason. It has to be enforced for a reason. You get what I'm saying? They got to enforce education amongst us because think about it. If they didn't wrap our kids up from like 3 years old going forward, and by the time you're not even 10 years old, but you're thinking that this is the way to live and stuff like that, and to go about and take the ways of these people and stuff like that, a lot of the stuff that you deem as regular and normal, you wouldn't even deem it like that. You feel me? You would see it for exactly how it is. But due to the abuse of you being snatched up early and the stuff that you're capitulating in, that seems like regular reality. Even if you see the faultiness in it, you're seeing it like, how's it faultiness in something that I've always been doing? You know what I'm saying? That's how you'll look at it. So I'm gonna just say this, that ozone layer is not coming back, y'all. You know, I say that all the time, like, and anybody that understands how DNA works, there's never been a time on the planet that the ozone layer peeled back with the radiation going up. You feel me, Jimmy? Yeah, bro. That's how you know it's a punishment. Look how red these people are looking. They're looking like tomatoes. They're looking like tomatoes. I'm seeing one right now. They looking like tomatoes, y'all. You get what I'm saying? And they know that they can't stop the changes that's taking place on the planet. That's why they're trying to provoke us. That's why I say don't be reactive. Let them try to provoke you as much as they want. Let them talk their lower shit. But one thing's for certain, they can't lock up that sun though. They can't put handcuffs on that sun though. They can't stop the radiation that's enveloping the whole entire planet right now. We in a microwave. Now you either of that sun or you the sun in the flesh. And if you're not the sun in the flesh, or you can't biosynthesize that sun, if you don't got these green veins, if you can't convert sunlight into chemical energy, you are in trouble going forward, flat out. You know, ask your doctor about the prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell and watch how they look at you. I don't care what your genetic makeup is. Go in there as a white person and be like, I want you to explain the differences of the prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell, the single cell organism and the multicellular organism. How did all of these animals come up together to make one organism when none of those animals would naturally sexually reproduce with each other? How did the wolf come with the pig, the dog, the snub-nosed lemur, the fruit fly? How did all of those animals come together? They're not even the same size. How did that come about? That's impossible. That's why it's called the complex cell organism, the eukaryotic cell, because they came here off of genetic splicing. And I know a lot of them are starting to realize that they was an experiment. You feel me? But then the question to ask you after that is, damn, who did this? Because this wouldn't naturally come about. Who did this? And these people couldn't have the same God as so-called black people. Damn sure not. You get what I'm saying? That don't even make sense. Because that sun is the most natural element on the planet. That sun gives life to all, right? If you can't feed off of that sun, if you don't got a connection to nature, you know what I mean? People could have had a connection to nature and just not had a connection to the sun. But you see, that wasn't even done like that. It's like the same people that have no connection to the sun, they don't got a connection to nature either. You know what I'm saying? So that shows you really what's what. You know what I'm saying? That's why you hear the sayings when people say, if you need to know what you should be doing on a planet or what should be here or what shouldn't, just look at nature. That's very, very true. You know, that's very, very true. Look at the cold weather. Look how the nature reacts. Look how the trees react to cold weather. It's like they die, right? But look how it reacts to the sun. Look how the plants react to the sun. You get what I'm saying? It's real, y'all. You know? So I have empathy and compassion with this species. I understand that all those animals that make them up as an organism are trying to express themselves right now. You know? And that's the real thing. You get what I'm saying? Jimmy Jones. No, I feel you. I'm gonna be honest. We shouldn't celebrate that day, though. I'm gonna be honest. Martin Luther King was a sellout. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. That's why when the other guy was on here earlier, he mentioned that. I didn't say nothing about that. That's the reason why I didn't say nothing about that, because Martin Luther King was a sellout. You know, same with a lot of the other people that we put in order. You know what I'm saying? Martin Luther King would have never spoke about genetics. They would have got his ass out of here faster. He would have never spoke about that. Can you imagine Martin Luther King talking about that back then? Talking about difference in DNA? He wouldn't dare talk about that type of stuff. Can you imagine, what's his name speaking about that? What's his name? What's the other Muslim? Malcolm X? I got more respect for Malcolm X than MLK. And the reason why I say that is because, see, MLK didn't see them from an anatomy standpoint. Like I told you, some of them are a little bit more composed than others, but they all got the same DNA. So they're all capable of the same deception, the same primitive ways. They're all capable of it. Some of them just hide it a little bit better, right? You know, if let's say if how can I say this? Because I don't want to say this the wrong way. But Martin Luther King, though, yeah, nah, he's a. I would have had some words for him if I would have spoke to him. I'm not even gonna lie. I'd have been like, bro, how are you seeing a species from a standpoint, and you seeing what happened? They even set you up around your own people off of the lack of awareness of you knowing who you are and what's going on with your species and who they are, and you got wrapped up in all of it and got set up in some more shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why you can only be so naive towards the truth and genetics and stuff like that. I don't play with that type of shit. You know what I mean? I'm not after no one or anything, but I'm prepared for anything because I see everybody for exactly who they are. And I'm going to deal with you accordingly depending on whatever it is. You get what I'm saying? I'm not that naive. I'm from Baltimore City at the end of the day. You know, like you know what I'm saying? I seen stuff escalate on a low vibration to your point of me even being on a high vibration. I don't be playing about that type of stuff, you know? I got a child. I got to get back to you. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, that's the reason why I say that to y'all. You know, and that's a big problem with the world. People don't see situations and energy how they are, you know? Hey, enjoy the rest of your day, God. Peace, power, abundance, brother. You know, like, as far as who we are and stuff, it's just crazy. I'll tell y'all this, though. I will say this. It's crazy that as all the information is coming out about who we are and we loving on each other more again and stuff like that, that is causing so much disruption towards this system and the people that designed the system against us. It's like little stuff like that lets you know how bad this is or if we should be involved in this way of life and stuff. It's small stuff like that. Like if this was really for us or it wasn't deception in it at all, us knowing who we are wouldn't have caused all this deception within us still capitulating. You know, even while it's crashing, it still wouldn't have caused that much. If it wasn't built on the genocide and the foundation it was built on. They wouldn't have people acting like this. They wouldn't have people, you know what I'm saying? Like you literally, once you learn how to read energy, that's like one of the smartest things that anybody can do in life. And I tell you, learn how to read energy, you know? Because when you see energy, you can read everything else. And I know how everything is gonna be. You get what I'm saying? Like I don't see a person as their genetic makeup first. First I'll see the energy they're giving off. You know, I see, are they insecure? They got low self-esteem. Are they reactive? Are they trying to provoke? Are they trying to build or destroy? There's no in between. You know, there's no in between. No in between at all. So this is like a real thing. You know, this is like a real thing, y'all. You know, but hold up real quick. Let me get my lower water real quick. Let me get my lower water. I'm gonna be honest with y'all though. Like I wish that within me learning this stuff, a lot of the stuff that I know now and stuff, I wish I had more. I'm not even gonna say I wish I was wrong, but I wish that it wasn't as bad as what it is. Cause I knew it was bad, but I didn't know it was this bad. I found out it was this bad. I said, oh, I gotta let this joint go. I said, I gotta let this joint go. I'm in hell. Like I'm in hell on my own planet, you know? I can't tell you how that make me feel. Me being on hell on my own planet, I'm like, damn. I met this I met this Latina yesterday, right? She was Bolivian.
I didn't watch that.
Her energy was on 1,000. That's why I tell you about reading energy, right? It's all positive energy, you know. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. You know, like literally, she was Bolivian, and we were speaking to each other. And when we were speaking to each other, she didn't speak English that well, but her energy was on 1,000. Her energy was on 1,000. Bro. I'm about to get at y'all though. Severe points with RoBs Inferno. While the burn slow, shout down my guys and goddesses know how vibrational human beings. You already know what the fuck it is. Tap in, tap in. Get you a Laura Apple out here. Shout out to the lens flare on here. You know? Be great. Transmute negative energy. You gotta send that energy right back. You hear them fake coughs? I'm telling y'all, you gotta. My light irritates these demons. It's other white people that's walking by right around her. They ain't do all that she did. I'm telling you. You gotta. You can tell the people that come from certain, like you can tell certain like this is what's real. And I'm gonna leave y'all with this. This is the last thing I'm gonna say before I get out of here, right? Because I told y'all the most dangerous being is a neuromelanated being that don't know who they are, right? But you can tell the white people that come from certain parts of their bloodline, right? that did the most horrific stuff to us, even worse than some of their other peers of their same genetic makeup. Today, you can tell because they get irritated way faster and more off of seeing a neuromelanated being in their life, like like way worse than like an average unnatural person. Some other people like they won't even trip about it. It's like it's not that serious. But some of them will like really step out of character, start coughing, start acting like they're glitching. You know what I'm saying? Because they come from some of them bloodlines that did some of the most wildest stuff to us, worse than some of the regular ones. You get what I'm saying? So when you heard that coughing, like how she was, I would have put her. I would have put her on, but I spared her though. It's not that serious. You know what I'm saying? Because she got a lot more to deal with going forward. And I really wish her well. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. So I'm going to leave y'all with that, man. Peace, power, abundance. It's a viewpoints of RoBs Inferno while it burns slow. Shout out to all my guys and goddesses and all high vibrational human beings. You already know the fucking vibes, man. Tap in, tap in. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day for real. All my neuromelanated beings, though, make sure you get that sun. Even if the sun isn't out, make sure you go outside. It don't matter if it's cold or not. That has nothing to do with the ionized particles that's coming off of that sun right now. These coronal holes, these CMEs and all of that. You need to be eating all of that. Matter of fact, if you can look for the ones that they will show, I know they still messing with the data, but if you can tell the military time and tell when they come out and stuff like that, as a neuromelanated being, be directly out there. Be directly out there. Get all of it. You get what I'm saying? Get all of it. And I'm going to leave y'all with that, man. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day for real. Peace, power, abundance, y'all way. Gratitude.